Anyone in the room who wishes to testify neither for nor against? Welcome to the Honorable Sean Flaherty.
Good afternoon. I haven't heard that in a while. It's good to be back. Chairman Moon and members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to address this bill. I have an attorney working in Brunswick at the law office of Basham & Scott. I'm a resident of Scarborough who I had the privilege of representing in this body. I am testifying neither for nor against this bill because I don't represent any industry or trade group. I'm involved, our firm is involved with a working group. The bulk of our practice is insurance, subrogation, and that also then leads to representation of some other corporate clients. We do fall under a lot of our cases will fall under the fair debt as a consumer contractual claim. So really, I'm speaking from my position as an attorney who knows this, as a former state representative, and not necessarily on behalf of any of my clients. But I wanted to note a couple of things. While this legislation is certainly well intended, and I think there is a need that is certainly there that we're calling the justice gap. But this would turn pro bono work into paid work right away. Attorneys' fees are going to get paid. It is going to create a cottage industry for the plaintiff's bar, who will be seeking cases of any value, even low value, to bring against institutional entities, corporations, insurance companies, for example, not just landlords and tenants and employers, and would have the ability to settle for $1 and then recover their attorney's fees, or potentially get some sort of walkaway settlement. And if that is under the definition, the broad definition of prevailing party in the statute, then very likely to be able to have attorneys who are looking to find cases in order to get attorney's fees, even for low dollar claims. I think the fiscal note is wrong. I think this will lead to a massive increase in litigation. I mentioned the cottage industry, which I think will be created. At the very least, it'll make insurance premiums rise, as the cost of defending litigation is only going to go up. There is a presumption in this bill about what makes an institutional entity a qualified entity, but it is also required, as others have said, to submit confidential proprietary business information and financial records at the very first pleading, which again, you're serving in state of Maine, we often serve a defendant first. So we would have to hand over with the complaint, not to the court, the financial information. And again, that is required. Finally, I just want to point out that the definition of prevailing party includes a settlement, a nominal settlement, what we call in business a walkaway settlement. The cost of defending this litigation is not worth just coming to a resolution and making a payment. That will not happen anymore because they're going to be on the hook for attorney's fees. I don't think Maine should be an experiment in this situation with the bill as drafted. I understand the need, and I think it's a worthy cause. And I would perhaps be more inclined to support such a piece of legislation if it weren't so broad and I think unintended consequences. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flaherty. Questions from the committee? Representative Hagan.
I just keep throwing one softball after the next all day long, more of a beach ball than anything. My battery died. I'd like to type everything. I did not see your testimony.
I apologize. I hadn't really prepared any testimony, but I will supplement what I've said today with written remarks if that's allowed. If I can submit that electronically tomorrow or perhaps Monday.
It'll go right in.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none.
Thank you all very much.
Great to see you. Is there anybody else present in the room who wishes to testify neither for nor against this bill? Seeing none, is there anyone participating virtually who wishes to testify neither for nor against this bill? If so, please raise your electronic hand at this time. Seeing none, we have heard all testimony on this bill and we'll close the public hearing on LD 1259.